Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the Gaia Daily for July 22nd through 25th, 2022. Very powerful day today as we're feeling the sun move over into his home sign of Leo. We just had Mercury move over into Leo a few days ago, and now Mercury is coming into a trine with Jupiter in Aries. So there's a lot of fire energy and it's very activating. It seems that there's a lot of planetary energies and higher frequency vibrations. And it seems that this is all about a DNA upgrade or activation. This all corresponds to the message for SuperNova Souls that it's time for you to come into the bigger self, to start living the truth of the bigger self that you are. And it's happening on a cellular level. This fire energy with the sun now moving over into Leo is leading us into next week's Leo new moon. That will happen on Thursday, July 28th. Look out for an activation happening at 10 a.m. on Thursday, July 28th, Mountain Time. So this new moon will be happening. The sun and the moon will be at 5 degrees 39 minutes of Leo. That will put it not too far out of trine with Jupiter. And then the sun will come into exact trine with Jupiter on the 1st of August. So we're having a massive fire activation, and it's really powerful because it's leading us into the epic astrology coming here at the end of the month, the end of July and moving into August, with Uranus and the North Node getting very close together. The nodes of the moon move backwards through the signs. And so it's this feeling of just like careening into each other. Uranus is an activator. It's a ruler of Aquarius. It's about higher frequency vibrations and lightning fast change. Big shifts energetically. In Taurus, though, we're talking about an embodiment of these higher frequency vibrations. So it's powerful that we have the fire and an activating energy, and the planetary energies, all just our space weather, all of it. It's all just everybody's on board that we're in this massively activating time, the Schumann resonance. And so then the Taurus energy, though, the Uranus, this activator of higher frequency vibration and connection to our higher self, Uranus kind of has an energy of shaking up the status quo, and that energy coming to the North Node. And the North Node is, how are we going to get to where we're going? The North Node is a point out in space. It's the interception between the orbit of the sun and the moon. And it has to do with direction. The South Node, what's been holding us back or what is holding us back. The South Node is in Scorpio. So that means now, so this Uranus North Node is this epic energy that's happening at 18 degrees of Taurus. And that's very powerful because 8 and 1 is 9, and that's kind of a completion energy. So are we literally incarnating our higher, bigger self? Like right now, or is that what this timeline alignment is about? Because the energy that's been coming through about this conjunction is like the timeline snapping back into place, the optimal timeline. And so I guess the most important message for these times, for these next 3 weeks of astrology, is to remember that we're in a vibrational universe and just entertain the fact that we could be having opportunities for like zigs and zags and jumping and leaping. And we want to be in alignment energetically with the possibilities. So do whatever you need to do. Self-care, super important with Mars and Taurus. Mars rules the physical body, and Taurus also rules embodiment. And so we're having, in order to embody the higher frequency vibrations, we've got to let go of the toxins, the garbage, the heavy energies, karmic contracts. We've been doing this. We're doing it. We're lightening the load, right? And right now we're getting to the nitty gritty of the process with the South Node in Scorpio, because it's about to get real. So the sun, now Mars is coming into this mix, and that's going to be the peak of this energy. That's going to be the boom. That's going to be the spark. It's like where this electricity meets the fuel. But in Taurus, it's in alignment with the energies of the earth and form. But at massive activation of higher frequency vibrations. It feels like these are coming in waves, and SuperNova Souls, we don't really know what we're doing, but some part of us remembers how to operate in these higher frequencies and how to make these changes harmoniously and safely. And just, it's like we got to keep breathing and knowing that we came here for this. You may be like literally absorbing energetic shifts that are like shock waves in your own body and being, harmonizing the experience for those around us. Just kind of pay attention to this. Of course, just say we are playing a role like this right now. It would be incredibly important for us to take care of our body, our physical body, to really allow these changes to happen and to take care of ourselves, to heal and rest and support on all levels these biological changes that are happening. And so the sun, Uranus and the North Node coming together here at the end of the month. We're already feeling them. Mars coming to the mix. That peaks out on the 2nd when Mars comes into the exact conjunction. So August 2nd, key date there at 18 degrees. It's interesting that the exact conjunction between Uranus and the North Node goes from the 31st of July through the 10th of August. That has the same numbers as the 18-degree mark of this, the 18 degrees of Taurus on 8/10. 8/11, the North Node moves to 17 degrees. So that's kind of what moves us out of that energy and into the next phase of implementation of the plan. So that is, next week's new moon in Leo is in trine to Jupiter, and it's all of this fire energy activating us, pushing us out of the nest, giving us the confidence and the energetic support to know and to trust, to keep breathing, and to say yes to going bigger. It's like we're activating into this level of technology. It's our electromagnetic field, and we have no education or like no guidebook, no handbook, no instructions. And so we are rapidly, it's rapid transformation, and then we have to rapidly overcome all that keeps us from beginning to understand and know how to work with and handle what's happening to us. It's very strange in the world right now, and this might be something that's coming up with this Leo energy. You're just doing your work, you're doing your thing, you're trying to connect in nature, you're trying to and then all of a sudden you can feel there's a different energy, the way people are interacting with you, and they might be projecting energy onto you, or they want your energy, or they're scared of your energy, or there's just some disruption. And we're learning, this is why we've got to get online with what's happening and learn how to, and remember how to operate this magnetic field. So that we can, because it's a little bit weird as we're learning how to, it's kind of like the top, when you spin a top, at first it's wobbly, then it comes into its optimal spin ratio. And we're kind of figuring that out, because as we begin to activate, we get those karmic things coming up. We've been feeling this so much with the sun opposite Pluto for the last few days. Everything that's in the way of our expansion, of going bigger and shining that light and claiming this experience. So it's like we're beginning to activate, but we're stuck in the wobbly phase because we don't have full permission, and we encounter the fear programming, and then we kind of shut it back down again. We do everything we can to kind of, and so it's a very interesting thing because what's happening is the work you've done over many lifetimes is beginning to pay off in ways that you would never expect. And that will continue in real palpable ways of bounty and abundance in this world and beautiful experiences. So this is the energy of the timeline that's trying to land. And of course, we have been kind of duped by this whole law of attraction thing, thinking that we can think and vision our way into what we want and manifestation. But it's a vibrational universe, right? And when the minute we're thinking and figuring it out, we're not most likely in alignment with the optimal timeline and experience. So we've got to vibrate at that frequency. And so remember, when things get intense in these times of activation, that you're learning to vibrate at a different frequency. And then remind yourself that self-care is what allows you to do that. And then remind yourself that there's a lot of distracting forces that don't want you to take care of yourself, so that you stay imbalanced and, thinking you're going crazy when really you're just like becoming the star you are. So the other energies that we're starting to feel right now this weekend, or actually early next week, is Venus coming into a conjunction with Black Moon Lilith. And Venus, just going back to completing the thought that Uranus North Node Mars will be opposite of, since they're together with the North Node, Uranus and Mars, an intense energy just by itself. Then you got the nodes in there. So they're opposite the South Node. So it's like the activation and the landing of the timeline and the claiming of this power, our power back and our energy and our direct connection to source and all of that energy of expanding into Aries. And Jupiter just turns retrograde right the day after the new moon on next Friday. And so it's like, whoa, poised at the edge to claim, but it's not, you can't quite pull it off yet or something. But why? And that is the opposition with the South Node. What's still repressed and suppressed? What lies that you've been telling yourself and living for others have you not been able to reconcile? And so that's where I'm getting to this whole energy of the nitty gritty. Like we've done so much work, SuperNova Souls, but what is that thing that keeps that sand grinding like you're in your reality? It's all trying to become clear. And it has a lot to do with our inner vulnerabilities and not feeling safe and loved, with Venus and Black Moon Lilith in Cancer at 11 degrees. That conjunction happens on Wednesday and Thursday of next week, the energy leading in to the new moon in Leo. So it's like, how you gonna shine if you don't have a connection to your mama, to your mother, to feeling safe and loved and held? And so we got to figure that out. And that's undoubtedly what's in the shadow of the South Node that we are trying to sort through. And we're really going to feel that. Now, Venus is facing the darkness in order to, it's like a rebirth energy of the feminine, because it's kind of like going into the dark stories of the feminine in order to rebirth her from dark to light. And it's like the phoenix, because Venus then comes into a square with Chiron, kind of linking the Black Moon Lilith Chiron energies again. And that square with Chiron, the wounds of the feminine around where she gave her power away and where she felt abandoned and betrayed by the masculine. And she feels all alone and sent to the underworld. And we got to go get her, because we can't make this timeline alignment with that disgraced feminine, got to bring her back into the fold. And so there's an energy definitely of the Mars activation of this timeline, saying that the divine masculine is ready to fight for the goddess and for nature and beauty and the abundance, the fountain that continues to give and give and give to all those around when it's tended to, the garden. And so the Mars energy, so again, we're having all the planets are speaking, and it's we've just had message after message about the requirement of this empowerment of the masculine and the feminine within us before we can really move on. Now, Mercury is cruising right along now in Leo, and will actually be coming into an opposition at the end of the month, just before, the same time leading up to this timeline activation of Mars-Uranus North Node. Mercury in Leo will be opposing Saturn in Aquarius. And so this is about how are we going to build new structures in the Aquarian age and what needs to be addressed there. And Mercury in Leo is saying it's time to shine. And Saturn in Aquarius is saying that's how we build the Aquarian age, our new world. We can't keep playing small. And so that also speaks to a timeline alignment, because Mercury is our everyday conceptual reality and our everyday time, a relationship to time. Saturn is our bigger cycles of time and reality. And so when Mercury and Saturn come together, it's got an energy of a timeline adjustment, and also an energy of our everyday quick, where we are in this world, connecting with the bigger patterns, like the watchmaker, and putting the pieces together. So there's this one going on over here and that one, but it's only when those gears are able to move together that you can really move forward in time. And so there's a lot of mysteries right now, and those same mysteries of time have to do with the mystery of how to operate this electromagnetic field that is growing in the SuperNova Soul. So interesting times, and very powerful. So I hope you'll consider joining that new moon activation. That will be at 10 a.m. Mountain Time on Thursday, July 28th, next Thursday. So look out for that new moon activation. Very powerful. Keep in mind the live intuitive training 12-week session starts at the end of September. This is the most important information for SuperNova Souls, the modern day mystery school, your intuitive awareness, how to access it. SuperNova Souls are so empathic and so intuitive, but in order to manage themselves in this world, we've had to put such boundaries. So this is learning how to hold your psychic space and access that intuitive wisdom and uncover those deep treasures that are hidden within. So much of this nodal access of Taurus, our permission and worthiness for this activation, and Scorpio, what's holding us back, where we don't feel worthy. Where's that shame that is not allowing us to feel worthy of this new timeline and new opportunities. We're getting out of a box, and it's kind of scary. We're, that whole thing of Stockholm syndrome, we didn't even know we were enslaved mentally. And the higher frequency vibrations are defragging the lower matrix and short circuiting. Uranus is short circuiting the circuit board and resetting new software for our program, right? So it's a program that we are, coming back into alignment with these GAIA codes. The DNA activation is a white light activation. It's activating the codes, the GAIA codes, the original codes. That energy, frequency, vibration is more powerful and short circuits the artificial intelligence poisoning that we're dealing with in our body. There's an environmental toxin we've all been exposed to again and again called nanotechnology, evil intelligent dust. And so keep in mind that when we're vibrating at this white light vibration of this DNA activation, right at the center of the lightning bolt, the hottest part, that is, the AI can't operate in that environment. So, massive, again, more reason to support our physical bodies in this cleansing time. So, thank you, Supernova Souls, and just keep breathing, keep loving, keep seeing yourself becoming that beautiful star that you are, as this Leo fire activation calls us out from under where we've been hiding. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you perhaps at that new moon activation, the next update. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.